This kind of goes against a lot of what manifestation teachers teach. Because a lot of the time, especially when it comes to affirmations, we are taught to be positive about our affirmations. So if we want to be rich, we say, I am rich right now. If we want to manifest a specific person, I have my specific person now. They are so in love with me. They are crazy about me. They are obsessed with me. We want to put them in the present tense and be positive about it. Well, there could be potential problems with that method. And one of the problems that comes into play sometimes is we say a certain affirmation, we say, I have $10,000. And once we say that, automatically our brain goes, no, you don't. You don't have that. And we say, yeah, we do. And our brain says, no, you don't. And we kind of push and pull back and forth and kind of get in a battle with ourselves. And we create resistance. And of course, as we know, resistance actually keeps what we want away. Okay, we develop resistance, we develop some frustration, and ultimately don't end up manifesting the $10,000 that we want. And so Neville Goddard kind of changed this around a little bit. Neville Goddard spoke about the knot technique. And essentially what he said is this: your subconscious mind picks up the desire. It picks up the amount of money. It picks out the object, the thing that you want to manifest. It doesn't necessarily pick up the words before. So by saying I have $10,000 is the same as essentially saying I do not have $10,000. Your brain solely focuses on the $10,000, the object, okay? And so Neville Goddard says a lot of times, again, when we say I have $10,000, we create that resistance because we know we don't. So if we actually put the word not in there, it changes everything. So we say, I do not have $10,000. I do not have $10,000. I do not have $10,000. So this acknowledges that you don't have the $10,000 and thus reduces the amount of resistance that you actually feel around this manifestation. So when you acknowledge that you don't have it, essentially you become content. You go, yeah, that's true. I don't have it, right? But in that sense of basically being content with not having it, agreeing that you don't have it, your mind is still on the $10,000 and you're completely detached from it. Remember this idea we talk about a lot on this channel. Needing nothing manifests everything. You're content, you know you don't have it, you're detached from it, and thus when you're detached, you're no longer lacking and you don't need it, you manifest it. Powerful, powerful stuff. And again, this might be something you've never heard before, so I can understand it. For some of you, it might be a little confusing. Feel free to go online and read kind of more about it and things like that, but this has the power to change your life. And think of it in an instance. I'm sure you've used the knot technique a lot in your life before and not even known it, but you can see how effective it is, because how many times do we not want something to happen and that thing happens? How many times have we been like, oh, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, and that exact thing happens? Why do you think that happens? It's the same exact thing. We don't want it to happen, and so it does happen. I was doing an Instagram live the other day, actually my first one ever, which I'm gonna do more of, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do so. My information is just below, but it was during when the hurricane was coming here in Florida. And all day, not a lot of people, I received a couple text messages, but a lot of family members hadn't called me yet to ask how things were going. And I just, in my mind, thought, you know what, I'm gonna start this Instagram live on my phone, and gosh, I hope no one calls me during it. I'm thinking, please don't call me, please don't call me, please don't call me, please don't call me. What do you think happened during that 30 minutes? I had 5 phone calls during that 30 minutes time, right? Because again, I was in that state of, I don't want it. I don't want the phone call, the phone call, the phone call. And your subconscious mind and your mind is on phone call, phone call, phone call. You're detached from the idea of wanting it to happen, right? Because you don't want it to happen. So you're detached from that. And thus, when you're detached from wanting it to happen, guess what? It happens, right? So this is very powerful stuff. And so whatever you're trying to manifest, if you're doing affirmations, if you're doing affirming, I would say they're positive affirmations. And I would say this: tonight, try doing the knot technique. Say, I do not have $10,000. Say, I do not have the love of my life. And say those things as you go to bed at night. And see what starts taking place in your reality. Neville Goddard specifically says to do this. He says, go to sleep tonight and say, I do not climb a ladder. 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 And he says, when you wake up and go about your day the next day, see if you see any ladders. See if you experience yourself climbing a ladder at some point during your day. He says you will. It will take place. It will happen. This is how powerful this is in your mind of creation. So the knot technique, extremely, extremely powerful. Put it to good use. You can try it right now. You can try it tonight. And again, the results are going to amaze you.